this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to my fairy book tutorial. I hope that you guys are doing well and staying safe. And so as you recall, the first time we worked on a couple of these pop-up pages. So this is one that we worked on and I just love how this looks. We also work on this other page here. So pretty. I just love the paper. So I went ahead and created a couple of more pop-up pages using the same techniques that I just that I shared with you on the first part. So I created this other one here. I just love how this one looks. I'm using the beautiful butterfly paper on the background, and I used some of the scrap pieces here from the same paper to create this piece to add this little jar with the fairy inside. So this piece here I did using the same technique that we did here together. So the only difference is that I am doing a 1 inch here on the width, so it kind of stands out more. And then this piece up here is exactly the same like the one here on the top. So this is a second piece using this technique, and then using the same technique as this page, I created this second piece here. And I love this fairy. She is so beautiful. So I didn't add so much detail on this one as I did on the first one. I just added some butterflies and the background looks so pretty like that, but maybe I'll add a couple more flowers on this side here as well. But so now we have 4 pop-up pages using the techniques that I show you on the first part of this tutorial. So I also ask you if you would like to see a journal or a mini album, and just by reading out your comments during the first hour, I can see that a lot of you would like to see these pages turn into a mini album. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I also wanted to share with you the flowers that I'm going to be using for the album. These are all little birdie crafts, and I'm going to have the link to the store down below. But I just wanted to show you how pretty these are. Look at these little tiny ones. And then I have one of the large ones here, and this is going to be for my cover because you can see it has a lot of volume in there. And then I'll be using some of these other ones that are more on the flat side. They're not flat, but they're not as bulky as the other one, to incorporate on the pages. I just love this one here as well. And I wanted to bring the flowers out before we put the pages together, because sometimes it will depend on what you want to put into your pages to kind of come out with the gusset that you need in between your pages. So you can see that these flowers are probably about 1/2 inch on width, and I'm going to make my gussets for the pages to be 3/4 inches, just so I can accommodate all of these beautiful flowers. So I'm going to use 4 sheets of the paper here, and I'm going to cut these pieces at 9 by 6. So I'm gonna try to do 2 at the same time. So we're going to do 9. And now these ones we are going to split in half. So these are gonna be by 6. And this will probably be a little bit smaller, but I'm going to leave them at 9 by 6 for now. So we're gonna need 8 of these, so I'm gonna cut 2 more. So I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to cut at 9 by 6. And then what we're going to do is, let's just put these ones aside. So I have 8 of those. And I'm going to use these pieces here, my little scraps, and I'm going to cut them at 9 inches also. So these pieces measure 9 by 3, and I'm going to do a few of those as well. So I'm just going to cut them all. So here's 9, and this one too. 9. Okay, so these are going to be the connector pieces, the hinges for our album. And I'm going to use my scoreboard now, and let me place these pieces right here. So like I said, we are going to use a 3/4 inch gusset in between these pages. So I'm going to score at 1 inch and 1 3/4. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same to all of these pieces. So it's gonna be 1 inch and 1 3/4, and 1 inch and 1 3/4. So since we have 4 pages, we are going to need 5 of these. So here's 3. Let me do this one, 4. Oops. 1 and 1 3/4, and here's another one, and this other one, it was a scrap from the other pages that we use. Okay, so here we go. We have our 5 hinges or connector pieces, and I'm going to now just fold along the score lines. I'm going to start with this one that we did first. So one side is going to be a little bit larger than the other one, but that's okay because we're gonna cover that up. And then you're gonna have this little piece that looks like this. And now what we're gonna do is grab one of these pages. So at this point, you wanna know the order of your pages. How do you want to have them? So I'm going to do purple, pink, and then purple, and then this one pink. Maybe I think that's how I want to have them, but you can pick any order that you like. All right, so I'm going to grab the first 2, and I'm going to use this connector piece to simply glue these 2 pieces like that. So let's see here. So you don't want to go right against the line. You want to give it a little bit of room here to, let's see, so make sure that it's going to open flat. Okay, so I'm not going to glue it right against the score line. I'm going to give it about 1/8 of an inch distance in between. So I'm going to use tape for this step. So I'm simply going to add double-sided tape right here, and then it's also going to help me see where I'm going to stop. So I'll show you how I added the tape. So here's the score line, the bending line, and as you can see, I added my tape a little bit away from it. And now I'm going to do the same on the other side, and since this side is a little bit wider, I'm going to add 2 pieces of tape just so it's a little bit stronger. Here we go. Okay, so now we're gonna add the pages. Like I said, I'm just gonna place these flat and add this here. So you wanna make sure that your design paper is to the outside, and the orientation of the page is right. So let's go ahead and peel off this tape. I'm going to peel off just a little bit of the tape, and then I'm going to line it up like this. You want to do this on the reverse side. I think it'll be easier to see that you're putting it out straight. And let me take off this tape till I got it. Oops. Let's see. There we go. It's a little bit hard to see because I don't want to put my head in the camera, but it'll probably be easier for you. So I'm just gonna remove the whole tape, and now we have this page on one side. See? Okay, so now we have this, and now on the first one, I'm going to leave this to add into the cover. So now we're gonna turn this around, and we're going to continue with the next one. Now on the next one, I'm going to do the same thing, fold along the score lines, and we're going to place one here, and then we're going to glue the next one down here like so. So I'm going to add my tape, and again I'm gonna stay away from the edge about 1/8 of an inch here. And let me just peel off the tape towards the outside. And now this one will be easier because you can just line up the bending line with the first one that we did. So just like that. Okay, and now we can take off the tape, and there we go. Now before you add the next page, make sure that your orientation is right. You don't want to make a big mistake like that. So oops, something happened here. Okay, so now we're gonna put these pages together. I'm going to fold along the score line. So I have these two, and one is going to go on the first one here, and we're going to leave the other side open for what is going to be the cover of this book. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just glue. I'm gonna add glue on this 1-inch section, and then we're just gonna line these up against the edge of the page right there like that. Okay, and so we're gonna press down, and then you want to open it and make sure you have the right orientation before you move on to the next page. So now make sure that this is really flush against the edge, otherwise your page is not gonna open flat. So I'm going to relocate this one here. Okay, so I think that will be better. So you want it exactly flushed against, nothing hanging out. Okay, so let's make sure this is glue. And then you're gonna come back with this piece, one of your pieces that we cut out, and we're gonna glue this right on top, and it's gonna blend into your page. Now what I think we need to do is just trim this a little bit, because you will have a little edge there. So if you don't want to see that, maybe we can trim these pages a little bit smaller. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna take about 1/8 of an inch, just like that. And now I'm gonna glue this page right on top. Okay, and now this page is going to secure your hinge. So make sure that you are having the corners right against each other like that on this side, and then on this side you should be fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna press down. There you go. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the next one. So for the next one, oops, there we go. So for the next one, I'm going to use this purple one. So it's the same thing. We're gonna add the glue on one of the sides, and we're gonna press this down and place it right against the edge of the page, just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna open that up, make sure it's nice down. And now we're gonna do the next page. Again, make sure that your orientation is right. I always like to check before I add any page, just so I don't make any mistake. And now we're gonna fold these along the score line. And remember, we have these 3/4 inch gussets. Okay, so you don't wanna glue it here. You wanna just glue it on this 1 inch. So I'm going to add glue right there. And now I'm going to put the next page here. So I'm gonna fold it and put it this way. That is easier to see. And same thing, you wanna make sure that you are flush against the edge, just like that. Okay, so you want to double check that you're going to be able to open your page flat, just like we did here. Okay, and then we're just going to continue adding on the pages. Now here, same thing, we're going to add the pages to cover and to secure the spine. You don't have to do the same page per se, you can mix and match. Oops, I kind of like doing the same design, but yeah, you don't have to, definitely. So I'm just going to, oh, and since I already have that design on the next page, maybe I'll do the other purple one. So maybe that one, and where's the other one? Oh, here. Here you go. So same thing, I'm going to trim these ones a little bit smaller. So maybe we should have done that from the beginning, but it's okay. Okay, and I'm gonna glue one on each side of the page here. So there you go, I have these two pages now, and we're gonna continue doing the same steps for the next two. So I'm going to grab another one of my connector pieces, and I'm going to add it right on top here. And then I'm going to add the next pop-up page. There you go. And again, make sure that you have your orientation right. And let's just line this up. There you go. I'm just gonna press these flat right now, but make sure that you are not gluing on top of your gussets. Okay, so here we go. We have another page in, and I'm just going to add some of my paper here. There we go. Maybe I'll do this too. No, actually, maybe I will do this one here. All right, so now we have all of our pages together. So this one will open up like this. The next one is the one with the gusset, so we're gonna build some interaction into these pages as well. The next one is another pop-up page. Then we have another area to add interaction. Here is the next pop-up. Again, more room for interaction, and our last pop-up page. So I do have the two pieces that are going to go on the inside covers, so I'm gonna save those for when I'm ready to add my So I hope that you guys are enjoying the tutorial so far. So I'm gonna stop this video for today, and I'm going to be back next time working on the inside elements that we're going to be putting into our pages, some different interactive features here as well. I hope that you guys are having a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.